A job that exploits my body rather than my mind. Be a job where I can leave my mind at home, where I can work remotely, leaving my body to work remotely from my mind, but still checking at lunch. See a job where the bathroom is a room and a bottle stored on an inventory shelf along with the guy from the previous shift's bottle he forgot to take with him. D a job within walking distance to one of my cluster of gentlemen receivers. Answer: all of the above. Question 4. Are you capable of making a career out of it? Answer options include: of course. Just look at what I've done with my life so far. Be sure, after a year or two, I have this feeling like something might go wrong. But as long as we get that everything looks good so far, checkup from the Department of Insurance, and the company still has a good track record, they'll be able to keep the paychecks rolling, and even if the work is crap. See ya, why not? But this time around, I get my own office. That means a real chair so I can feel good about myself whenever I take a shit break and stretch out. An assistant that won't mind my smell and can hold my job while I do push-ups. No dead animals on the floor of my office, like they're always in hankies. The ability to say, we had a deal. If one of our deals has some weird rule about the employees keeping a clean house, then I remind Hanky that he needs to make sure his people don't work under a giant pile of feces on their shift because some jerk off upstairs wouldn't sign the paperwork if you got all your papers out before moving into the cubicle and putting up a privacy screen. Answer: I only answer C's with B. Question 5. What have you been doing so far in order to achieve your career goals? Answer options include: working a shitty job without any power or influence or skills so I could get an edge later when it mattered. B. Using all my personal connections with family and friends and business partners and customers to gain favors and then use those to work myself into more jobs. C. Doing what I was doing for years but harder. Now I only want my salary, which will now be more than it has ever been, and in time to do much, much, much more later on down the line. Answer: both of the above together. Question 6. What would a good career path be for you? Answer options include: I take what I've done and continue, except with more skills, better organization, stronger team, fewer lousy customers. B. Work your way up the corporate ladder until you can afford to hire helpers by yourself that are as smart and skilled and loyal to your vision as you've been and are. Then you can install corporate dumbwaiter to take you up the rest of the way. See crisis and waste management. I think we understand each other. Answer: hard C, soft and B. Question 7. Are you loyal to a group of friends who do not need money for whatever it is they're doing? Answer options include: hell yeah, I am. I'd be an asshole to leave those guys hanging out in the wind when their dreams start dying of starvation because I'm too selfish for money. Be sure, why not? They have their own money and all, so it'd just be an insult if I needed their help. See, not necessarily. Depends on the friendship, and we could maybe go halfsies or some kind of equity arrangement if I need their help. But also, what would they do? Just sit around for years? Answer: the only be here is my own company with its very real and substantial and profitable future. A future which doesn't yet have a good use for me if you count any way to get rich or power as good use. Question 8. Will your first name work at some point in your life? If so, will you still be able to enjoy a sense of humor then? Answer options include: I would prefer, but I am only a first name to a select few, and have no intentions of revealing the others, even though their lives are equally valuable as my own. See, that depends on when. But yeah, I think so because you're talking about the same person. As long as whoever I'm working with would say they were doing it with the real me, they'd have no right to make a peep. See how, if I can help people like my dad helped me, I'm cool with anything else. I could be hanky-panky for a few minutes, he'd tweak. Answer. Depends on my schedule for a job that's real and makes money instead of eating my own face or getting stuck inside a toilet bowl. Question 9. Did you ever see Star Trek? Yes. If so, rank all the ships they traveled from by 1 or 2 steps down from how good they were. Answer options include ships on TNG got better at 2. They think it was all fine ships for the 23rd century, but some of those old ones are still out there in danger, so rank them down. See, the Voyager and Enterprise teams could barely make the damn ships move through space, so they ranked their ships up for moving in 1 of 2 steps only. D Voyager 2 and Enterprise are the last ship we have, so rank them up at most. Answer A, B, and D. Question 10. What does the world need that will bring value to everyone? Please try not to just describe something good you'd like to have done, but instead tell the Department of Labor exactly what needs to be done. Answer options include: we need more toilets so there can be less smell, plus 1 for each hand to wash hands more effectively. Be more time for life, so that the rest of us could catch up to them when we all become billionaires. See, well, it needs a lot of different things for different people, but there's just way too much stuff being dumped in the world that isn't working anymore, and if you clean. Then you are liable to screw up someone's system. DSS all management in all organizations for cluster B personality traits, blanket downgrade to below management, and a rigorous organizational assessment in the event dissonant operations are afoot. Managers who exhibit these toxic behaviors will spend a year in a department like outreach or development to drum up excitement for their admission, while creating for themselves a management system that doesn't involve the workplace abuse of a subordinate. Answer: D only, and B through C is my favorite option here. Question 11. Where does the idea of a career come from? Answer options include: Mostly from a combination of education, social experience, and what I learned by looking around me to see who had power or was in the middle of having a big deal or winning their way there. Be a job, but the word career means that it's always there's your goal no matter where you start, as long as you have talent or passion in a way that matters to others and you take all the necessary steps needed to get what you want and avoid anything else you could not avoid getting. See an idealistic version of D. Answer. The only. Question 12. A few short years ago, a lot of companies were making a lot of money. See sickies. Answer. He has me thinking, but for once my mind won't stay locked on the ladder, because this job will only give me one shot to explain what I've come to see. So let's go with B, as Hanky has no clue. Question 12. Describe why we would need careers that help others. No, you may not describe why someone is doing what they are doing at this very moment and tell the world, but only about how this is the next step we all should take now that we're past a certain point. That will make everything a whole lot less messy and confusing. Answer options include: you need me in this job. Otherwise, I could lose everything as a result of your selfish actions. Right now, there's an alien invasion happening out in the galaxy, and my friends are getting wiped out before. Arised by this mysterious alien force while our ships can barely move past star systems without some major rework from engineering. Plus, I've seen an untested truck fail on its own after the testing system crashed because the piece of shit technician's girlfriend wanted me to spend some extra time at her dorm talking about my feelings. Now she might as well be fucking anyone around here. You can just picture her giving it away. We can't lose everything now. Our company was the one with that super secret alien tech which can turn any kind of rock into diamonds when we get this stuff working. And my father will have to come up here if there's another fucking solar storm, and I'll have to be the guy he thinks it's a bad idea to put me on anything related to the new ship project as long as that alien attack is out there in space just waiting for us to stumble right into them because they're going to know our weaknesses too. Plus, my job here is not to be on a spaceship or work in any part of it, but I still need this job as the best option out there to keep all my other jobs safe because without me, someone in that chain will end up trying to steal it. Or something like that. We can all imagine how it'll be if my bosses don't have this guy to handle their stuff for them and I go on working this job and doing so much right all over the place, just doing whatever. It'd be horrible for all of us out here who need everything to be running perfectly at this time. I can't do any of it on my own, though, so please give me money and help me, and I'll keep all these other people working as hard as I have been to make this universe a safer place. Be what about just giving money so this guy can go on and create some big company that gives him lots of opportunities for growth in the future, and maybe I'll end up working for him. He looks pretty capable, so I'll probably take his side even though he doesn't see a damn thing about me and might have forgotten my name as soon as the paperwork went through. The company will probably grow over time, so even if I don't work directly for him, I could be part of the organization somehow and get rich along with everything else that might help out all the people I see down there working for Hanky Panky right now in my mind's eye. It looks pretty exciting down there. See, because you don't want those others to look at their torches and their kerosene and put two and two together. Now, would we? And besides all those people down there, they've worked so hard, I think everyone wants some chance for that kind of growth at their workplace. Answer. As the right answer by default, since nobody knows the answers to questions that they don't have clear and complete understanding of, and also nobody would lie in these settings as part of an exercise, unless you're a total jerk. The point isn't to be right when I write the results up, but to understand enough so that I know what answers the question is truly seeking, not to prove that it's being fair by giving my own answer in this particular round, even if my response might sound more honest and true than some others. So option is a better way to put the information than anything else in my list above because it has actual value to our civilization. If Hanky can get us all up to that point from here where we will have so many good companies or a government department to manage them and create some sort of new kind of world government. But as I write this part, there is one little fact which I don't understand, and no matter how hard I think about it, I can't remember who explained the problem of alien invasions in detail to me long ago, when I still remembered a lot more than I do now. I only know this person has always had some useful insights along the way which led to big things, so that even though a lot of what they have to say is vague or hard to understand, when you just think about it without listening too hard, there is some wisdom or something valuable here for us all to work with. Question 13. Why no hanky panky? Why? Answer options include I is working too hard making me rich and you too smart and powerful. Let him be. BS, but that means he keeps us from making mistakes. Let him sleep. C, no, we won't. The other options are all so embarrassing. I mean, why should Hanky care if my dad got fired and then had to kill himself? Not as a way of saying his life wasn't working, but actually just as one more part of the whole human cost story from before my dad started here, and it had nothing to do with his job. It was like if there was anyone else he could have killed and still been allowed to live that way as an employee, we would have done it long before. Nope, I don't think Hanky did any of it. You know how hard it is for some people to change and keep working even when they have a whole lot more problems on top of whatever got them to here in the first place. Yeah, I'm trying to figure this one out, but it doesn't take all that long on the internet for people to tell everyone else about how you can buy and sell everything in life. Why would our jobs need to stay at least somewhat a secret when everything else is just as open up front? Any other choices seem stupid since we are talking about some job here, but I have a new feeling coming from something that made me this company get saved. Let's hope it's the kind of thing which saves companies before we all need to be living in trees. Answer D fervently. Question 14. What really grinds your gears? Where are some major events in your life right now? Answer options include people who get on my nerves at the grocery store or somewhere I try to work while on my break. When it seems like one more thing is falling through my fingers in the job that sucks the most, so maybe people shouldn't make things so complicated. See people who try to push their views of who you should be all the time. D people who don't see or think clearly, like someone who's always just making things hard for everyone and then blames people and life around them when those other people can't live up to what they expect from you. Answer. D has a nice ring to it. Plus, I really don't want to talk about Hanky again with any more of my teammates. Question 15. So one of your coworkers goes on about the shit some person does, and he goes, but of course, to be expected, cut there, one of them. What just popped up in your head when you heard one of them? Answer options include one of us who is a jerk. Be some piece of trash I wish didn't exist here, because it's the opposite of what our company always promises we all will be at every event they try to get us involved with. See, you're one of them because they've gotten to be in your life, so you need to remember it, and maybe we all ought to see who else might have some kind of problem that way. Answer. D really doesn't feel like there are that many choices left, but I don't know how I can put into words what was happening down in Hankey's cubicle when this came up. Not enough to put here.
Wow.
Question 16. We're about to start a big company initiative aimed at fixing all the problems caused by a long, complicated, frustrating set of choices which is really hurting people and which needs to get better if we ever want the civilization to actually have a real chance at becoming stable, productive, and useful. Who could have helped create this company initiative to make a big change where other people didn't just have to suffer in their jobs? Answer options include someone I respect who did something similar already, but they had an awesome job doing it. Be someone like that, so we could do our own thing and learn the tricks for how it works. See someone with actual authority to really push things along, not just Hanky who's too busy being cool to get his act together like a real boss might. D someone I have no clue about and don't care to think of much in the future, since their life is mostly done as far as this project is concerned, and all of their potential customers are already dead anyway. Answer. B makes the best sense and also sounds cool, because we'd just be getting the benefit from their idea, but without having to follow any of the complicated directions the actual big company does when they tell you how it should be done. That's kind of unfair, or I would just do it myself instead if no one else ever taught me better than this and did what was most efficient for all involved with only themselves to benefit, of course. Question 17. Why is some asshole in a cube just standing around and staring into space again today? This happens a lot on the days when we get those annoying, impossible orders like this. Are they just hoping someone will come to them because that person knows there's work for them somewhere out there? A. It's just Hanky being Hanky. B. It's Hanky. What do you expect? C. It's Hanky. Come on. D. You need to stop thinking that way. He always gets his shit together when the world depends on it and will take whatever chances he'll give us as long as it isn't just to get out of working. Answer. It seems wrong as we both know there's always an angle. If you have time for the stupid boss man and the other jerks around your workplace the way I do not, because those people just slow me down. This seems right if all this is happening here on your work day, which should be fun. We might look over there and see them sitting like little babies all the time, though if their bosses can't get any time at home when they are trying to do something for other people as their day jobs. Or we could go visit there and see what kind of problems that idiot would actually solve for anyone in a way which helps anything. It'd be kind of exciting if this world is only temporary enough that someone can actually learn how to make it all better while their job is just the thing it turns out not to need here in my workplace because someone came up with an amazing new way to do what's already been done more efficiently all along. C makes no